I'm Marsha Chambers. Okay, so the founder of our company, which is General Tires, is William O'Neill. William O'Neill started his company in Akron, Ohio because he got laid off from Firestone when he lived in Kansas City, Missouri. So he got moved back to Ohio to start a company, and the way that he started it was because his father, Michael O'Neill, lived in Ohio and he owned a department store. So William O'Neill got a loan from Michael O'Neill to start General Tires, so that's why it was founded in Akron. Now, the company's main focus was not to sell original equipment. They focused on selling premium replacement tires and pneumatic trucks and stuff like that.
General Tire expanded to Ford, Chevrolet, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Toyota, businesses like that, famous ones.
Okay, the company faring economically. The struggles in the beginning of General Tires was to improve the tires as the time went on, and they faced critical tire shortage, which means they ran out of tires. Successful failures in the company's history. 1974, they declined in tires. Businesses divided by the oil embargo, which means the foreigners in other countries stopped the U.S. from getting oil. 1931, the Great Depression brought companies success, and General Tires brought out 4 companies during the Great Depression. Unions were basically created because the Industrial Revolution for better working rights for the members of General Tires.
Okay, so we have went to O'Neill's house where the founders used to live, and there's an older lady named Gail, and she's going to explain the background of O'Neill's house, and then she's going to give us a tour of O'Neill's house. So, okay, so first we'll need you to state your name and what your position is here in O'Neill House.
Okay, I'm Gail Johnson. I'm the owner of O'Neill House.
Okay, so are you like related to him or something?
No, I just bought the house and restored it and opened it as a bed and breakfast.
Okay, so what like defines the O'Neill House? Like, is this a museum, or what can you do when you come in here?
It's an overnight accommodations.
Okay. All right, so when was this building built, if you do know?
It was built in 1923. It was designed by Mead and Hamilton architectural firm.
Okay. And do you know why they decided to build this building or anything?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. Who all lived in the O'Neill house? Like when when William O'Neill was living here?
He had 6 children, 5 boys and a girl, and this is where they all grew up.
Okay, around what year did you buy this house?
I bought it over 20 years ago.
Okay, before you bought it, do you know who owned it?
No.
Okay, so none of his children inherited this house?
No.
Is any of them living?
No, they're all passed away.
Okay. And, okay, so William O'Neill, like, you know that he owned General Tires.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you know where the factory used to be at or anything?
It was over in East Akron. It has been torn down. I think it's been probably more than 10 years ago that the factory was completely torn down.
Okay, so I have found out that the old factory was on the street, on General Street. That's what I heard. So do you know where that's at? Because it no longer exists.
Let's see, I know that it was an exit off of 76 going east. I don't know the names. It was, I think, before you got to Britain Road.
Okay, all right.
That's approximately where it was.
Okay. So, nowadays a lot of companies sponsors things. So does General Tire sponsors this house or anything?
No, they have nothing to do with it. The O'Neills don't.
Nothing at all?
No.
Okay. So, when you bought this house, like, what mindset was you in? Like, did you think that I was just going to live here, or I'm just about to turn to bed and breakfast or something?
Oh, it was a fabulous house. I wanted to restore it, and then I decided to open it as a bed and breakfast.
Okay, that's nice. Well, that's most of all the questions I have now. But I got a question. Are we allowed to tour the house?
I can take you around. I don't have everything cleaned up because I'm getting ready to do Christmas decorations. We're working on them right now.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's William O'Neill. All right, there you go. That's all I have.
This was the main eating area of the house. The family never went into the kitchen. The kitchen was for servants only, and so they had all of their meals in here. This is where my guests have breakfast in the morning, and it was just a little morning room.
Okay. Does more than like one guest stay here?
Mhm.
Like, do more than one guest stay here?
Yeah, I have 4 guest rooms, and I have people every day.
So, like, how do they reserve, like, make reservations to stay here?
They have to call and make a reservation when they talk with me. I don't do reservations online.
So, about how much does that cost?
The guest rooms are $130, $150, or $190 a night.
Okay.
The one thing that makes the house really special is the paneling here in the foyer. The paneling was all hand carved, and each one of the decorative panels is different. No two are exactly alike, and they go all the way around the room and up the steps.
Oh, never known that. I was like, each one will be the same.
The room we were just sitting in is the library. That was Mr. O'Neill's room.
So, basically a study.
Uh-huh. And this was the main living room of the house. All of the paneling in all 3 of these rooms is red oak. This was the garden room, and this is where Mrs. O'Neill raised plants and did her writing and had all of her books and things about flowers.
So, she was a author?
She wrote about flowers.
This is really nice. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
None of the furnishings are original to the house. Everything is things that I have put in. And when I bought the house, it was completely empty.
Was the house expensive at the time when you bought it?
Fairly expensive, yeah. But nothing like what prices are today for houses. This is one of the guest rooms, and it has a full bath over on that side. Wherever possible, I kept all of the old fixtures.
Oh, this is nice.
Very nice stuff.
Do you know whose room this was?
This was the guest room in the house. And it has the living room over here.
I like the decorations and all.
This room was originally the nursery, and the last child born to the O'Neills was Grace, and she was the only girl. And she told me that instead of moving to the children's room, she ended up staying here, and the room just grew up with her. And it has a full bath over on this side.
Okay.
This is the living room to the master bedroom. And the dressing room, and then it has a really outrageous bathroom.
Oh,
That is
my
original
goodness.
to 1932.
This is really nice. I've always wanted to see one of these things.
Yep, that's a bidet. And then the bedroom is back here.
Oh my god. I'm assuming this is your room. It's too nice to be anybody
No,
else's.
it's a guest room.
Wow. So you stay here too?
I live here. Mm-hmm.
So you're not bothered when other people stay with you, strangers?
Nope. Nope, not at all.
Now these pictures.
All the pictures that are around, except for ones I will show you, are pictures of my family. That I don't have a large collection of pictures of the O'Neills. Most of it, everything in the rooms belongs to my family. These are pictures of the O'Neills. This is Mr. O'Neill, and then these are the children. And this is Mr. and Mrs. O'Neill again. And this is their grandfather, Michael O'Neill.
Michael, I've learned a lot about him. They don't have a lot of history on William O'Neill.
There's a book called The Whale of a Territory that was written about Mr. O'Neill.
Okay.
And the rooms down here were the servants' quarters. This was the nanny's room. And they had a little living room here, a full bath.
Now, is this your family or O'Neill's family?
No, those are people I know.
Oh, okay.
Them are nice.
Those are not O'Neills. And then this room was the maid's room. And this one was the chauffeur's room.
The man that drives around.
He drives around a luxury though.
Wow.
Oops, let me shut the lights off. Okay, and those are the public areas of the house. This little room was originally the sewing room. Excuse me.
Overall, this was a great experience about touring the lady's house where the O'Neill was, and this is the end of our documentary. Deuces!